Hello, welcome back. So today we are going to be shopping. I'm thinking that we might end up at an Amish store, an Amish discount store, and a Mennonite bulk food store. But first, we are gonna go into Aldi because one of my friends sent me a video about something that they might have. And I thought, oh, that'd be fun. So let's go and see. Okay, so we did not find the little magnetile things. It was like a travel set that were magnetiles. That doesn't mean that other Aldis might not have them, but they're anything. I don't even know what to call that aisle. The aisle of shame. It was basically empty. So I don't know if they're restocking. It's Monday right now, so I don't know if that's it. But all my kids got Lunchables and snacks, and we have other places to go. Let's go.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now, just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh, you, ooh, you're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say, you're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you.
Okay, folks, we are just turning onto this drive. And the reason I had my son record this while we were driving is because this little Amish discount store is literally off this beaten road. And I just wanted to show how far out and obscure it truly is. So this is like a country mile down this road here. It's a beautiful road. It's about 1.5 lanes. So if someone is coming, you definitely have to pull over. This is such a beautiful drive. I think that's one of the things I wanted to show while I handed my son the camera. Just, hey, get the landscape. It's such a beautiful drive out to Amish country in Michigan, up in the thumb. This little side road has very few houses on it. You kind of come to the end of this dirt road, and there's a stop sign, and you turn right. And right around the corner, this farm, you can see that red farm. That is where the Amish discount store is. It's like in the back barn of this building back here. So this Amish salvage store is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not open on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday. I think their hours might be 9 to 6. This is called Yoder's Discount Store. So this is like a salvage store. Every time I go there, there's something different. There's oftentimes, and I'm going to show you as I'm walking through the store, there's oftentimes a lot of expired food. Most of it is like newly expired, but some of it is like pretty darn expired. So be careful if you come here because you'll just have to pay attention to the expiration dates. But it's definitely priced accordingly. Expiration dates and best by dates don't mean that the food is no longer edible all the time. So just keep that in mind. Something else to keep in mind too is that the Amish do not like to be filmed. So while I'm filming in the store, I'm not filming any person that is working at the store or any person in the communities that surround. So this is what the building looks like. It's like a big pole barn. One thing as I was sitting here editing this video that I noticed is that there's no music in the store, and that I didn't realize until I was editing. There's no lights in the store. There is also no running water and no bathroom. So there is that yellow thing right there is actually an outhouse, just a porta-john. Beware if you're coming, try to plan accordingly. Try to plan your timing. The other thing is that this store only accepts cash. No checks, no cards, no electricity whatsoever. So I'm just walking through. They have basically bins of food on this covered porch. There's just such a variety of things. You just really never know what you're going to find. It could be anything from coffee to desserts to canned food to juice boxes and boxed food, all kinds of things, snacks. This one I actually made a note of. It expired in November of 2023 and it was currently May of 2025 when I was filming this. So some of the stuff is very, very out of date. I would guess that they either bought or received pallets of this stuff and they just continue to sell it. So they have such a variety of things at this discount store, and I zoomed in to just show you, like, these things are like $1, $1.50, $2. They have all different kinds of products. So if you were trying to come here, if you were somebody who was on a budget and you were trying to find a way to make ends meet, something like this salvage store would be a great thing to look for. So a lot of the cereal was $1, $1.50. And I actually looked at some of the expiration dates, and some of these things were not expired. So sometimes at a salvage store, you can see that one was $2 and it says March 25. And so it was only like, 8 weeks past its best by date. A lot of things here that I did notice in these boxes, I actually found, see, that one hadn't even expired yet. I actually found that a lot of their bars, like their cereal bars, which there was a lot of that, their energy bars, their protein bars, their granola bars, all the bars seems to be the really big thing that was in the store. If they're expired, they're hard. Like, they're not pleasant. They had all kinds of candy. I made the mistake also at this store while we were walking around looking at all the prices. I wasn't even sure, honestly, what to show in this store because there's such a variety of things. I tried to grab prices of things as I saw them just so that I could give an idea of how much things cost in this store. But you can see that some of those are 2 for $1. Some of them were 10 for $1. A lot of those energy drinks were $1. These Pedialites were $2.50. There was just such a variety of things. They had every condiment you could think of. And again, some of these things, like I said, are just close to their best by date, but some of them are definitely expired. I made the mistake while we were there of letting my kids pick out what they wanted to buy in this store. And so all of them picked out junk food. And after this, you'll see that we went to the Mennonite store. And when we went there, everyone was hopped up on sugar. Like, it was just chaos and pandemonium because my 6 kids who had been in the car for a while were also now the added bonus of sugar. So don't do that, okay? The Amish discount store is maybe less than 10 minutes from the Amish general store, which I think is called Yoder's General Store. So this is like the salvage store The other store is the general store that has, everything is current. They're not past the date. I would assume that anything that they had that would go past the date would just come to this store. One of the things I noticed too is like the dried beans here that I'm looking at, they were not actually a phenomenal deal. So that was, what is that? 4 pounds of pinto beans was more than $1 a pound. So some of them, they're not a phenomenal deal. You just need to know your prices. So while we're just browsing through the store, my kids are cruising through the aisles, looking for things that they like, trying to get some ideas for stuff that they wanted. It wasn't a great day for the Amish salvage store, actually. We all got one little tiny thing. I think one of the things that I found and picked up was this King Arthur confetti pancake mix, which was just a little past date. And I let the kids make pancakes the next day. They have a lot of organic things I've noticed in this store, but again, their organic stuff is either close to the date or past the date, or the other thing that happens is the boxes are dented. So again, salvage store, they just sell it, but you wouldn't want to sell that for full price. So that's how they end up buying a lot of this stuff. So if you live anywhere near Brown City, that's where this store is. I would say give it a shot. Check it out. They have a wide variety of things, and the items that they carry varies greatly from time to time that you're in there. You honestly never know what you're going to find. As I was looking at these cake mixes, I was just trying to grab expiration dates just to give you a little idea of how much they cost. And I grabbed this Betty Crocker and look at the top, and then I realized, oh my goodness, they literally tore the date off of it. Like, oh no, that was probably many years. There were things in there that I saw that were maybe 4 years, 5 years past date. So yeah, you just never know what you're going to get. You're probably going to need to look at the boxes. They have all kinds of odds and ends here too. In this section, it was almost like a little garage sale, but one of the things that caught my eye was these toothbrushes. Now, I made the mistake of not stopping for cash before I came in, and these packages of toothbrushes were like $2 and $2.50, and you cannot find toothbrushes anywhere else for that cheap for little kids. And if I had brought my own money, we literally pulled into the parking lot and I realized, oh no, I did not stop. And I basically hung my kids upside down for their lunch money, and we gathered all the dollars we had in each of our wallets and figured out how much money could be spent in that store. Again, I didn't spend my kids' money. I ended up having, I think, $8 in my wallet, and I didn't want to go spend that money on toothbrushes. This applesauce here was $1, and it was not past the date. So sometimes you can find really good deals on things. I have a friend who actually moved up in this direction, and she shops for her family there, and it helps her with finances just because it's so affordable. So again, that applesauce, I think it's $1.50 for that 32-ounce applesauce, and it was not past the date. So if you live somewhere near here or can find a salvage store somewhere near you, it's worth a shot. Check them out. See what you can find if you're looking for budget-friendly, affordable food. The store has a back room. It's like a back garage kind of. It's this big wide open area, and I tried to give you a wider angle to show you how many things and how much stuff was there. One of the things that I found interesting was that they also sell laundry detergent. Now, I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm not sure. These chocolates, I think, were $2, and they expired a year and a half ago. So just buyer beware. I know that it's not going to be very tasty, but if you don't care. There was a lot of spices this time when I went into the store. I'm not sure what was up with that, but a lot of seasoning and spices, and all different kinds of seasoning and spices. There was also, like I said, a lot of granola bars, and then cookies. One of the things in the back of this section of the store is that they had their homemade, or in bulk. I don't know exactly how they packaged this up with their laundry detergent, and they have several different brands, and it sort of says on the sign, compare this to this brand. They have the fabric softener, and these are in, I think they're 5-gallon buckets that you see in a second. I've never tried this. I've never bought them from them. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's a huge amount of laundry detergent for $30. So I found this interesting. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I think they sell pumps for them as well, But this is sort of how they kept them. And it was very interesting to me, so that's why I was showing it. So there's just a hodgepodge of all kinds of things. In the end, I believe we spent $11 at that store. Again, this store only accepts cash. The Yoder General Store, which we're going to go to next, also only accepts cash, and they are closed on Sundays and Thursdays. After the Yoder discount store, we headed to Yoder's General Store. So this is the Amish General Store, which again is open to the public. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. As we got there, we hopped out of the car. They have this wonderful swing set that I really want to buy for my kids. It's super tall, and it's also, I think, made out of steel. So it's heavy duty. It looks like it's going to last a long time. Anyway, it also is super fun. I've been eyeing this swing set for a few years now. Haven't bit the bullet. It's probably $2,800, but we pull in to the store and the kids hop out, jump on the swings. You're allowed to test out the swing set. And I get a picture of the kids on the swings. And then I realize the other store closes in less than an hour. And I actually needed to shop in that other store. So I'm like, get back in the truck. So we didn't even walk inside that Amish General Store. I have been there before. I knew what was there. I knew there was nothing I needed there. So we skedaddled on over to Country View, which is about 15 minutes away. So that's why you don't have any footage of inside the Yoder General Store. There just wasn't time for me to go browse through there, but it is a pretty cool store. So now we're finally arriving at Country View. Country View is in Snover, and this store, I believe, is open 6 days a week, so it's Monday through Saturday. I think you're going to want to check their website so that you can get the hours, just to make sure they are not open on Sunday. I think they close at 6 o'clock on Saturday, too, so they're not open late at all. This used to be a Mennonite-owned store, and in this last year, I believe that it sold. I do not know who the new owners are. However, I have been frequenting this store for a little more than 5 years, and I see a lot of the same people who are there. So I'm not sure. I don't know them by name. I know that these people are always very helpful. They're always willing to help. If there's something that you find there in bulk, they're always willing to get you more of it for a better deal. So if you wanted to buy like a pound of sage versus, a cup of sage, you could do that. In the front section there, during the times where they're selling produce, say for canning, it would all be out here in this front section. In this last year, they just added that greenhouse on. A lot of this in the front section is similar to that salvage discount sort of stuff. So a lot of it is heavily, heavily discounted. You can find lots of deals. Almost all of it is snacks. However, on the other side of this room, as you'll see in a second, there's a lot of pantry staples. They have bottled water. They have lots of jarred and canned food over here on this side. The last time I was here, I bought these cases of organic tomato paste, and I'm still working my way through those, and they were super, super affordable. Now they're in cans, and they were very near the best buy date, and I think at this point they're past the best buy date, but I don't care. These are canned food that are just recently past that date, and I'm going to use those until they're gone, as long as the food is still good. These are sealed jars. But you can see they had some organic tomatoes, they had organic tomato paste, and it was a 12 count for $5. And I bought one of those. I think I actually bought 2 of those last time. I ended up buying some of these sunflower seeds for my husband. He told me that 1 box is a lifetime supply, so now he's got 2 lifetime supplies. So perhaps the kids will like these as a snack this summer. When you first walk in the store, there's a whole bunch of discount things right at the front door. And I was sort of in the market for little snack things that I could take to church. I have 6 kids. There are quite a few young kids, all under the age of 18, that go to church with us. And I like to keep little snacks in the cupboard in the kitchen so that there are things that kids can grab, especially the little kids. When you're there for Sunday school through maybe the service, and then if there's a fellowship meal, like that's a long time to be hanging out. And if I can just bring things to church that makes it easier for me and makes it easier for other moms, that's fantastic. So as I'm walking through the store here with the kids, I'm kind of showing you the order that I will walk through the store. I generally walk the same way every single time. They sell a lot of meat here, and oftentimes there are yogurts that are on sale. And right here, I'm looking at some turkey breast that's on sale. And I picked up one of those whole turkey breasts that's a lunch meat that's unsliced. I just slice it at home, and I can't get it paper thin. However, I can get it thin enough that it's tasty on a sandwich, and it's much cheaper than buying it from the deli. So that's what I've started doing, which is kind of funny. I feel like, where have I been and why haven't I been doing that the whole time? As I'm shopping through the store here, they have this gift section. So there's a lot of pens, papers, notebooks, cards, little trinkets. It's almost like a touristy type attraction in this place. I forgot to mention, they also actually have a cafe on the other side. I recommend, if you are coming to Country View, that you plan to eat in the cafe, and I would eat beforehand. You're not allowed to leave your buggy outside of the cafe. So I would eat before you shop. So they make the food there. It's always delicious. This is, or was previously, a Mennonite owned store. So they are Christians who own this store, and they sell a lot of Bibles, and they sell a lot of Bible accessories, which I thought was pretty cool. So we were kind of taking some time browsing through there. There's a lot of Christian fiction and Christian self-help books that were there. There's a lot of cookbooks, a lot of children's books, a lot of little notebook trinket type things that would be great gifts if you were looking for gifts like that. Okay, this is actually my favorite section, is the Reda knives. I love these so much. This is where I buy them. This is my next favorite section, which has all of the containers. Thank you. This one wants to be a J. Morrell bowl. I really can't say enough how much I love this store. I love browsing. I love all the little knickknacks. If I had unlimited funds, I would buy so many things from this store. I did get this wood conditioner, and I can report from the future that it worked phenomenally. I have my eye on one of these beautiful cutting boards, and I think one day I will end up buying one. I love the kitchen section. I love it. It's my favorite part of my life, besides my kids, of course, besides my marriage. I love being in my kitchen. I love having nice tools for my kitchen. I did want to grab the price of that pressure canner because I'm just always laughing, thinking about how prices have changed over the years. This is also a great place to buy canning lids in bulk. So these are the ball wide mouth. This is how much it is. This is how big that is. Here is some small mouth and then the wide mouth. To give you an idea of how many canning lids come in that. So that was $87.79. You can also buy less. They sell the Superb. They used to sell, they do still, the Tatler. This is another one of my favorite sections. They changed it. No wonder they stopped selling it. The 2-cup measure. They have every goodie that you would ever want. Every goodie. This is where I like to buy a lot of my cooking things. Measuring spoons. Let's go put that back. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Look at this, Bob.
Yes, I have.
Those sound so good.
Nope.
There's a stick. What are these?
It's the current price of canning jars. These are wide mouth pint for $16.99. These are, I think, narrow mouth. Yeah, regular for $15.99. We have Superb for $14.99. The little jars. They also sell the half gallon. That's cute. I'll put it back. Okay, guys, come on. They have a lot of things from Costco, and they sort of sell them. Okay, I love these sections. I love them so much. There's just so much fun stuff. Like, look at this. What is this amazing mortar and pestle? Yes. Things like this. Look at that. Woo!
Same one.
This is $11.99. This feels fabulous. One of the other things I buy here is bacon. I like to buy the 10 or the 15-pound bacon. It's $50. So here's some applewood smoked for $50. Honey cured for $50. Hickory smoked for $50. One thing I will say about having a teenager and a preteen is that it's so nice that they can lift heavy things and put them in the cart. It's just so nice. You can buy all kinds of things here at Country View. One of the things that I actually buy regularly is this 50-pound bag of yellow onions. We go through a lot of onions, and it's $18. Certainly the cheapest place I can get that. I also like to buy their breakfast sausage here because oftentimes it's $3 for that big 3-pound roll up there. These were $2 a pound if you buy them in a 12-count box. So that's what I'm showing here. It's $2 a pound. That's a great price for these, which are normally $5 a pound at Meijer or whatever your local grocery store is.
What on earth is that?
This is bread. We're gonna maybe make sandwiches on the way home.
Really? I'm starving. Please do.
I'm sure you are.
Mom, how about this?
Flour, culture, water, salt. Look at those ingredients. Cheese.
Look how big.
Ooh, there's the mozzarella. They moved it.
You need some of that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab that. Wow. It's $17.10
Look at this.
for 5.72 pounds. So we took a little walk around the dairy section and the meat section. They have all different cheeses here. You can buy the whole cheese, you can buy it sliced, you can buy it grated. There's a lot of different options that you have in this cheese section here. At this point, I was looking for some Asiago cheese. Normally they have it in this very finely shredded section in this little bag. I could not find it anywhere, so I kind of did a lap around, and in the end, I ended up with a little brick of it, and I just shredded it myself. I was doing a bagel class at my house this past week, and I wanted to make some Asiago bagels. So I ended up buying just a little brick of that. It wasn't as cheap as I was hoping it was going to be, but it definitely did the trick on the bagels, and those who can eat cheese in my house really appreciated it. I also was showing here in this section that they have a lot of different flavored cream cheeses, and I have bought some of their flavored cream cheeses before, and they're pretty tasty. Not all of the prices here are outstanding. I just want to put that out there. Like, some of these things are most certainly not a great price. Something like, I think there's a log of butter here, which it feels like it's such an exciting thing because it's like butter in a roll, but it's not a great price at all. And I don't understand why it's so expensive. So it seems like
part of it is the novelty of buying it here, and so they get away with things like that. Looks like this is my only choice for Asiago cheese.
What's wrong by that?
Turkey. Look at that.
Turkey.
Look at, they sliced the whole thing. $2.99 a pound for a big thing of salami.
Look at this hot dogs.
I know.
It's only $18.
It's a good price. Another one of the things I was trying to show here is how much their ground chuck is. It was $4 something a bag. This is not the best place to buy that. I'm still buying a whole cow at a time, or a half a cow or a quarter cow if I can help it. The other thing I wanted to show here was their chicken breasts. I have been using this box of chicken, the 40-pound case of chicken, as my measure for inflation. Okay, pre-2020, that 40-pound case of chicken breast was $40. I have watched that case of chicken range. I think $125 is some of the highest I've seen. It came back down to somewhere near $80 for that case, but $125, that's insane to me. That's truly insane based on what I remember it being just a short time ago. This next section of the store is the dream for people who cook from scratch or who are interested in different types of health food. This is a place where you can buy all kinds of different health needs, health scenarios, health goal things from scratch. You can find all the ingredients here. Some of them are a great deal, some of them not so much. You can buy your oats and your wheat berries and your steel cut oats up to 50 pounds bags. You can get them in smaller little portions. So most of the things that they have on the left side of this aisle in the 50 or 25 pound bags, they have on the other side of the aisle in smaller bags. So if you didn't want to buy 50 pounds of, say, rye flour, you could still get that same flour, and they have just like portioned it into 5-pound bags or 2-pound bags. So if you don't want to buy in bulk, but you do want these somewhat exotic ingredients, that's still a great place for you. So at this point, I actually thought that I had found the flour that I wanted. It was, I think, $28 or something like that for a 50-pound bag. So I had my boys put it in the bottom of the cart, and as soon as I turned the corner, the special patent flour came right into view, and that was actually the kind of flour that I was looking for. They have a section of candy here it's every type of candy that you could ever imagine. I do gingerbread house decorating with my kids in the winter, just as like a tradition, and we come here and we get all the little decorations and all these little bags of candy, and it's so much fun. They also have every color, type, shape of sprinkle and food dye and flavoring and all of this stuff all available. I don't even know how they keep this much different stock in stock. There's every different theme of sprinkle, every different color, sugar sprinkles, you name it. In the same, they have all the different candy chips. So if you were to make, say, those cake pops or something like that, you could get all the different colors. These are the chocolate chips that I have been buying for years and years, and we'll chat about that later as I purchase them and we go home and I have the haul. This aisle here with all the noodles is also another great thing. Some of them are a great price, not all of them. The prices have definitely gone up. However, the spices, this spice section is the reason that we came. So if you remember at the beginning of the video, I showed my spice cabinet, and this was me replenishing spices that I was out of and just stocking up on spices. So I'm trying to show you some of the things that I'm grabbing here, and I will show you these as we get home, and I actually will put all of them into glass jars and put them back in my pantry. So you'll see how this ends up looking in the end. If you want to try new seasonings, this is a great place. They have everything under the sun that you can imagine. And then they also sell spice blends too, which are phenomenal. Using their ingredients, they'll make a spice blend. So this place is great. Again, if you need something in a larger quantity that they have on the shelf, you can ask them and they will go in the back and say you want sage. And one time I bought over a pound of sage because I had 2 whole pigs to process at home, and they came back with a big bag full of sage, like ground sage. So this store is extremely accommodating. They're very helpful. Another one of the things I mentioned was that it was great to have my sons with me to help me with these big bulk items. There are many young men who work in this store who are all willing to carry these things for you and to load them into your vehicle. So if I didn't have my sons with me and they see me there by myself, they will ask, do you need a loader? And they will push your cart out for you. They will load it into your vehicle for you. They will take care of you here. So this is a great store. I can't say enough great things about it. I have been so glad to be able to shop here for several years, and I appreciate this place so much. Uh-oh, lost one. Looking at these, I was talking about the prices, thinking about making freezer meals. So things like this, 99 cents. And then they also come with the lid, so you could seal them. But this big honkin' pan is $2. So we don't need that big. That's too small. Lids for the pans. So I'm finishing up shopping here, and I grabbed some fish sauce and some oyster sauce because that is great for Thai food. They also have a section of frozen things. Now, this time I grabbed more frozen things than I normally do. They have pre-made food. It's really convenient if you're trying to make, let's say you were somebody who liked chicken sandwiches from some fast food restaurant. You could make these things at home and using some of the restaurant quality ingredients and get a fast, affordable, cheap meal, equivalent quality, but much cheaper than you could at a fast food restaurant. So you are saving time and money. Another thing they sell here is ice cream in larger quantities. So you can buy a 3-gallon ice cream jug, container. I'm not even sure what you call it. Carton? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's like the kind that you would get at an ice cream shop. And I have learned that when I buy ice cream from here, say in the summertime, if I take my 6 kids out to ice cream, it would cost us $150 or something like that if all 8 of us went out to eat. I might be exaggerating, but it feels like that. You know, we're talking $70, $80, $90 if all of us got ice cream. But if I go buy this ice cream that's 3 gallons at Country View, I can spend $25 or less on these 3 gallons of ice cream, and we can have ice cream for several months. So buying ice cream in bulk like this is definitely a great idea when you have a bunch of little kids. When you get to the front, so you don't actually pick up the ice cream in the back, you go to the front and you ask for the things that you want. They have this list up there. I don't know if you can see that whiteboard on the front, but they have a list that has all of their bulk things. And if you go to the front as you're going to the checkout, you tell them, hey, I need the 40-pound case of chicken breast, or I need the Superman ice cream in the 3-gallon. So that's what I asked for this time. They didn't have it. I told the kids, okay, you know, we're not going to get it this time, maybe next time. They were all very disappointed. However, I did mention that we had gone to that Amish salvage store. And at this point, there's a reason I'm doing voiceover. It was just chaos. Like, all the kids were tired. All the kids were over-sugared. There was lots of intense feelings happening. 150? Who won? Who won? What'd you say, Luke? Heads up, guys. I know. One of our traditions on the way home is eating food that we bought. So we're just having salami sandwiches on sourdough bread. Bologna, that's the right word. Okay, we just got home. What a long day. I got 100 pounds of this King Arthur special patent flour. I think it was $25 per 50 pounds, so it was $50 for 100 pounds. I got this package of sunflower seeds. I'm trying to see how many packages are in here. 24 bags. I'll put the price on the screen for the things if I can find them. So I got these for my husband. I also grabbed some fish sauce, which was $4.99 at Country View, and some oyster sauce. These go in Thai fried rice, and I'm wanting that. I also got some of this wood conditioner. I have a wood kitchen table, and it could use some wood conditioner. I also have some wood cutting boards. I might use this entire bottle on this table because it's a big table. I also got some of my semi-sweet chocolate chips. These are dairy-free. It says may contain dairy. I can do that. So these are what I buy. They did not used to be this expensive, but this is what I buy. It's $7.99 a pound. I feel like it used to be so much cheaper. I should go back and watch my old Country View videos. I think I have one from a couple years ago. I'm curious how much that price has gone up because this feels insane. I feel like I used to spend like $20 on this much instead of $32. I also grabbed some of these variety packs that are $2.99 for 18. I like to keep these at church because there's a lot of little kids at our church. And I like having things that if kids are struggling, that I have something I can just give them. So having like snacks that I can grab and give them is really helpful. These also would work for that. I know that I bought Ziploc bags. I remember saying in a video, these are gallon plus. What does that mean? And I can't find them anywhere. I bought some at Country View. I'm sure I'll find all the rest of them. I can never have too many of those. My main reason, besides the flour for going, is I needed to stock up on all my spices. So I got granulated onion, dark chili powder, light chili powder, Italian seasoning, marjoram, basil. I wish I could have found a bigger one. Like I wanted about that much of basil, but they didn't have that. Maybe I should have just bought 2. Garlic herb seasoning, granulated garlic, put that with the granulated onion, rosemary garlic poultry rub. This actually said, oh, I think I took a video of it, so I'll put it on the screen. I was intrigued, but the ingredients are granulated garlic, salt, spices, minced garlic, red bell peppers, paprika, and lemon peel. And I thought, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. And then lastly, I got some parsley. This I grabbed because my husband likes cheesecake, so it was in the freezer section and it's frozen, so I grabbed that for him. I love these bags of pre-made food that they sell in bulk. So this is, I think it's 5 pounds. It's $10.99 for 5 pounds of these savory chicken breasts, breaded filet, fully cooked. These are perfect for, maybe if we put them on salads or something, maybe 2 per sandwich. I also bought these for chicken sandwiches, like if I did chicken parmesan or something. So $11.99 for a 5 pound bag. This is 2 meals for sure for my family, maybe 3. I also grabbed their mozzarella, which I think is actually cheaper than the last time I bought it. So I'm gonna start keeping track of that. I think it's actually cheaper by like $10. So I bought the whole milk mozzarella. I portioned this off and put it in my freezer in bricks, essentially. So I think this is, you know, almost 6 pounds. I will probably separate this into maybe 5 or 6, and then each one is like for a pizza. I also got this Asiago cheese. We're making bagels, which is why I needed to go and get the herbs. I needed to go and get the flour and then the Asiago cheese. That was for bagels. And then I bought this shredded Parmesan. I also got this chicken and pork sausage, fully cooked 5 pound bag. These are great for breakfast sandwiches or even just a quick breakfast for my kids. They can just fry it up really quick and make some eggs, make a bagel, and they have a breakfast sandwich. And it's super easy and super convenient. So my plan for all these spices is I plan to put them in glass jars as quickly as possible. I think they last longer. I think they keep their flavor longer if you put them in glass. So that will be part of my project as I'm putting this stuff away, is put them in glass jars. I think I might have shared this in the store. I don't know how crazy my kids were at that point. But these are super heavy duty foil pans. They were only $1 a piece. And then I also got the foil lids that go with them. And they were each $1, so it was $2 each, and they're really heavy duty. So freezer meals in the future, lasagna, I don't know, maybe enchiladas, I don't know what, but something. This is the last chicken that I bought there, the pre-made. This is another 5-pound bag, $10.99, and it's their chicken tenders. They're really good too. I also got bacon. I'm going to portion this out. This is 15 pounds, so I'm gonna put it in just quart bags. We go through it so fast that I don't need to vacuum seal it or anything like that. But this 15 pounds was $49.95. So I guess $3 a pound for bacon, and it's really good bacon. I also grabbed fully cooked bacon bits. They used to sell, or maybe sometimes they have it, sausage as well, and these are really convenient at breakfast time or even on pizza. So I can like sprinkle this on a pizza and have bacon as the topping, or the sausage. It's just convenient to have. So this goes right in the freezer and these stay frozen. I also bought this whole turkey breast lunch meat that's unsliced. It's $1.99 a pound, $10.35 for this turkey. So this will be for sandwiches this week. The kids picked the bologna, $10.56. This was 5 pounds. I think I showed you that we had sandwiches on the way home, and I had also bought a loaf of sourdough bread, which had really great ingredients. This is the salami that I got, $17.61, so it was $2.99 a pound for all of this lunch meat salami. So I think, again, I might freeze sections of it because we aren't gonna eat 6 pounds of salami. Maybe we will, who knows. This is the one thing that I picked out for me at that Amish discount store. It was $1.50. When did this expire? Did I check that? I was trying to check that on a lot of things. October 2025. Or January 2025. Just kidding. So 4 months ago. This is totally fine. I think the last thing I got at Country View was the Amish popcorn. So this is $1.09 per pound. So we can make homemade popcorn. Okay, so that's everything I got. I will show you my total. I think it was $361 or something like that, which is not bad for 2 carts full for a lot of bulk food. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna start putting stuff away, put stuff in my freezers, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for shopping with me. Okay, I lied, I'm back. I just wanted to share how everything turned out. Got all of my seasonings in glass now.
So cute. So cute.
Are the spices so cute?
Not spicy, be cute.